So UFC 318 kind of sucks, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, to be perfectly clear here, the prelims aren't the problem. It's 100% the main card, particularly because we, the fans, are expected to pay for it. To show you why it sucks, I think it's fair to compare it to UFC 317, last week's pay-per-view card. Now, I know 317 was on International Fight Week and all, but honestly, all pay-per-view cards, the fights on those cards should have similar stakes to the bouts that UFC 317 had. So the main difference between these two cards is the stakes of the bouts, right? All of 317, all the fights had a championship or a number one contender fight, or the fighters were ranked, or it was between two big prospects. Like, all of the fights on the main card had real stakes on the division. Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria, it's for the title. Kai Kara-France versus Alexandre Pantoja, again, that's for the title. It affects the division. The feature fight, Joshua Van versus Brandon Royval. Banger, by the way, fight of the year contender. But it was for the number one contendership, right? Beneil Dariush, Renato Moicano, Manny Moicano. While it wasn't the best fight, it was between two ranked fighters. That fight had some stakes on the division. And then Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima, while there was no ranking involved, obviously those guys are going to be ranked in the future. That was a fight that had some stakes for the future of the division. Overall, 317 had a great mix of important fights and big names. Every fight on that main card impacted the division going forward. And when we look at 318, not really, not the same effect. The main event between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway is a great fight that we've already seen twice before. Poirier pretty comfortably won both fights. You could say the BMF belt is on the line, but we just saw Max get flatlined in his last fight by Ilia Topuria. Why isn't Ilia Topuria the BMF champion? This, honestly, in my opinion, lessens the stakes of the fight for me a lot, because that title doesn't really mean anything if the BMF belt holder just got flatline KO'd in his last fight as the BMF champion. And yeah, both of these fighters, Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, are both big names. I just don't feel like they're big enough names to carry this main card pay-per-view by itself. I mean, we are expected to pay $91 after tax to watch just the main card, just these four fights. And moving down to the co-main event, we have Ateba Gaudier and Robert Valentin. I hope I'm saying those names right. I'm going to be honest, guys, gun to my head, I don't know who either one of those guys are. I watch most fights, most fight nights. I usually watch most of the prelims. I must have missed the card that these guys fought on. So, there's that. Gaudier is 1-0 in the UFC, 2-0 if you count his Contender Series win, and Valentin is 0-2 in the UFC, losing to Ryan Loder and Torres Finney. Like, this is the co-main of a pay-per-view card that we're expected to pay $91 for? What the fuck? Moving down to the feature fight, we have Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov, and at least both of these guys are ranked, so there's some stakes for the division, but honest to God, Costa shouldn't be, and that ruins this fight for me. His last win was in August of 2022 against an old, unranked Luke Rockhold, and his last ranked win before that was Yoel Romero, which was nearly 6 years ago in August of 2019. For context, that was when DC and Stipe had their second fight. The first fight on the main card is honestly a good one in my opinion. Michael Johnson, who, while he may be a little bit older, he is on a 2-fight win streak, and that guy always puts on good fights. And then Daniel Zellhuber, his opponent, in my opinion, is a wonderful prospect. I mean, this guy has a lot of potential, really well-rounded fighter, and he usually puts on fun fights as well. Overall, this card, in my opinion, is better than most fight nights, but nowhere near good enough to be a pay-per-view. Even though this is Poirier's retirement fight, I just don't think this is a pay-per-view quality card at the main card level, not even close. I mean, most main card pay-per-views and fight nights have at least 5 or 6 fights on them, right? This one only has 4. And it's not like those are 4 banger, high-stakes fights. 2 of those fights, in my opinion, are absolute garbage. I mean, what is this? There's just no stakes, no impact on the division moving forward for any of these fights at all. The only thing, in my opinion, salvaging this card is the prelims, which does have some quality names. Marvin Vettori, Brendan Allen, Ikram Aliskarov, Neil Magny, Amanda Hebas. There's some more after that as well. But the thing is, we're not paying for the prelims. I mean, yeah, we pay for it with our ESPN Plus subscription, but you're not directly paying for the prelims. As much as I love MMA and the UFC, guys, I'm going to be honest, I am not going to be paying $91 for 4 fights with little to no stakes on them, with fighters who don't even really have a record in the UFC. I mean, Valentin is 0-2 in the UFC, and he's the co-main of a pay-per-view card. Hey guys, that's going to wrap up the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and make sure to subscribe.